Hi, this is the help video for Access Chapter 8, the Prepare Case Part A. We're starting at the very beginning. And so this chapter will introduce us to what's known as action queries. Up to now, we've done just what is known as selection or select queries, where you put in your request, what fields from what tables using what criteria, and you get a answer, right? You get a result set back based on whatever parameters you've put in there. But no action happens other than to present you the records. So action queries do just what it sounds like. They perform some kind of action. And if we're in Access and we go to our Create, and I'm just going to do Query Design here. I'll just pick a simple. Look right here. The query type. We really haven't done anything other than the union in the last chapter. We've just stayed with select. But look, there's make table, which takes information and creates a whole new table based on the pieces of information and possibly the records from somewhere else. Append, which is used a lot, and that is to take data coming in and add it to an existing structure, an existing table. Update would be if you had a field or some information that you want to change. So like, let's say you had the city that said North space Canton, and you want it to be N space Canton. You could use the update to change everything that was North Canton to N Canton. And then cross tab we're going to talk about that on its own. And then delete would be based on a criteria. You would remove records. So that's the stuff that we're going to work on. And so right now I have this marketing, the file that ends with marketing 1 up, because we're going to start in a different table than what we're going to end up at. So we want to do a make table inside of this marketing 1, and it's based on table campaign and mailing. So let's just start that. So create a query in Query Design, and then it's campaign and mailing. So I'm going to open this up, and we're going to begin this query just like we did our other queries. And that is to pull down the fields that we want. So mailing ID, customer ID, redeemed. So let's see, we have the 3 we need: mailing, customer, and redeemed, and that's from table mailing. And then campaign name, campaign type, start date, end date, discount code, department, and details. Okay, so we have all of our fields in there. If I run it, right, see, it's still a select query. And usually when I have 297, let's see here, records. And so when I build action queries, I always do them as select queries, and then I change the data type. So, okay, criteria for department should be Turquoise Oasis Spa. So department, Turquoise Oasis Spa. Click the show. Well, I'm going to keep it on so we can run it and make sure. Okay, so now we're down to turquoise, so I can take that away. Okay, I don't need it there. Name the new table and add it to the spa. Okay, so before I can continue, I need to make sure that I have the let's see here, the spa 1, spa 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up and go to my downloads and find the one that ends with spa 2, right? It begins with your name and ends with spa 2. That's going to be the one we actually submit, but we have some work before we get there. Okay, so I have spa 2 open, and I'm just going to minimize it for right now. Okay, so we have the query set how we want it to be. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to, first of all, I'm going to change the query type to a make table. It will immediately ask me what my new table is going to be called. So TBL campaign, and what database. We want to put it in another database. We want to put it in the spa 2. Okay, so now we've got this query when I run it. So now this is the big difference with the query types. When you're doing a select, it doesn't matter if you do view or run. Now when we're doing action queries, to actually run the action, you do this. Okay, so we're going to actually run it, and I'm going to paste 12 rows into a new table. Yes. Did it work? Let's go see. So let me go to, which one is this? Is this the right one? Spa 2. And what was this one going to be called? Campaign. So here's my spa 2, and there's my table campaign. If I open it up, then you can see I've got my 12, and all of the fields have come through, and all of the settings. Okay, so we are, well, we're not quite done. Let's come back here. We need to save this query as QRY make table. Okay, and we're going to close this marketing 1 database. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to close out of that database. So we're done with step number 2. Step number 3, we want to go back into that spa, the spa so I have my spa 2 file open with my campaign. So they want us to make the following changes in this new table that we just created. So I'm going to go into design view for that table. Mailing ID, change to primary key, and put in the mailing ID primary key. Change the format to MID. So remember, whatever's inside these quotes is going to be on every record, and then outside of the quotes, the 0 represents the auto number. Customer ID, change the caption to customer, and the customer ID foreign key. Then we have redeemed, change the lookup control to a checkbox, and then was the coupon redeemed, question mark. And then we're going to come down here and in the lookup, so I changed from general to lookup, and I changed that to checkbox. Go back to general and campaign name. I'm going to change the caption to campaign space name. And the rest of these are just captions and descriptions, so I'm just going to do that outside of the video. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then we'll stop at this step 3. So here is after I have all of the captions in and the description per step 3. So we're done with that. We'll pick up the next video in step number 4. Actually, let's do step 4 right now. Let's close this up. After saving it, make sure you saved it, right? Because you don't want to lose all that stuff you did. So after you save it, close out of everything, database tools, relationships, and then create a relationship between the customer ID in table campaign. So I don't see table campaign, so I have to add table campaign, and then we'll move it. So we're going to customer ID in table campaign and customer ID in customer. So let's put it right here, customer ID to customer. We're going to enforce, create, save, close. All right, so we're done with 4. We'll pick up with step number 5. All right, thank you.